Good evening
everyone
to
at home,
everybody at
welcome.
home. The theme today is chicken. We're going to do minted chicken breast, a Chinese-style crispy skin chicken, and mulligatawny.
And the
that's not Irish.
lady in the morning who goes, woo, 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 Lizzie Webb.
I don't think she really goes woo-woo, woo-woo in the morning, does she?
Sort of.
As I said today,
It's
we're
on
going to
too
do a
early for
theme.
me.
We're going to do a theme. Any time's too early for you. Please, when you put my apron on the set, put it the right side up, would you please? We're going to start with the mulligatawny. And mulligatawny is a soup, and I understand the Tamil word for it, or the translation of it, is gingered water. So we're going to start firstly with that. I've started off here, and I've just chopped very finely a large onion and a large carrot, 30 grams of butter, and I'm just sauteing, or have been sauteing this till it's just transparent. I'm going to add to this now 2 teaspoons of curry powder, and I'm using here a hot madras because I like this to be a very spicy soup, but if you don't like that, go softer. Just always when you're doing something like this, add the curry first before the wet ingredients. Now, we're over here, madam, not up there. Not yet, I'm not, anyway. Because that bursts the flavour of the curry and brings out the proper aroma.
Now, to other flavours with this as well, we have some cumin, powdered cumin, which we add half a teaspoonful of there. Half a teaspoon of garam masala, which contains...
Yes.
Would you like to add... Oh, it's a bit more than half, but it doesn't matter. Half a teaspoon of garam masala. And then we need also, too, about a quarter of a teaspoon of nutmeg. And we prefer to use fresh. Now, if you haven't, you've only got powdered, we'll use the powder. It doesn't matter, as long as you use some nutmeg in it. And then also, too, just 1 apple, which we've peeled and cored, and just roughly chopped, because it's all going to be done together later on. Now, I'll take those over to Peter, because they're a central part of this particular soup. Here you are, mouthy.
I couldn't help it, the curry exploding. So I'm just going to add now, so that was the curry, the carrot, and the onion. Adding to that the things David did for me. I forgot what they are, but you all were listening, weren't you? Again, just stir those round to get the butter and the oil from the curry and so forth amalgamated over the vegetables. Add to that 4 cups of... I'm using beef stock. You can use chicken stock if you wish. To that, and I hope the chicken stock was made from the bones from the chicken. It's very important. I just carelessly... I haven't got room. I've got a lot of space to cover tonight.
Did you put the tomato paste?
I am about to put it in now. I forgot. 2 teaspoons of tomato concentrate, and finally to that, about 1/3 of a cup. I'm using here a medium sweet sherry. Now, all you do with that is just leave that uncovered, let it come back to the boil, and let that simmer for about 15 minutes, and then I'll finish it off later on.
Right. Now, to make this more substantial, particularly if you're going to have it just on its own as a light supper, for example, and it is really delicious, we just poach. You can do 1 or 2. I'm doing 2. I've gone really generous. Well, they gave me an extra 50p allowance for the food. I've got 2 chicken breasts, which all I did was actually poach them off in the microwave in just a little bit of water, nothing else, no flavouring with them at all. Just about 7 minutes on high, and then just leave it to cool down. Also, too, I did rice in the microwave. That's the chicken breast, just roughly cut up. I did some rice in the microwave. Now, if you're doing rice in the microwave, it's really good. Get yourself quite a large glass of microwave-proof bowl. Yes?
Could you slow down? You're talking like a sewing machine. I can't understand you, let alone the people at home.
I've got some chicken breasts here, which you roughly cut up.
You don't have to go back to 1.
They gave me 50p extra tonight. So what I'm doing, I'm going mad and using 2. Actually, I'd cut them up a bit big anyway.
Hurry
so
up.
Oh, what? No, make up your mind. Now, actually, as I was saying, with your rice, what you do is you wash a cup of rice, long grain rice, till it runs clear, and then pop it into a large microwave-proof bowl. 1 cup of rice, 2.5 cups of water, pinch of salt, pop it in your microwave.
I'll be here all night.
Put it on full bore. Where's that camera gone? Put it on full bore, and then leave it there for 15 minutes, and you get perfect rice. So that's going to go with the dish as well. Now, that's really all there is to that, isn't it, Pete, until you come to do it later?
Well, I was going to do it now.
You're not going to do it now, because you're going to do it later. I've got something else to tell you in a minute.
All right.
Thank you. For the next dish, which, you got all this? You're getting this, are you? Right, we've finished the soup, right?
Anybody I know in the audience?
Right, we've got all the bits for the soup.
Something for me to do. Hello, hello. Oh,
there's one over there, a few over there. All right, you get your quid later.
Get on!
For the next dish, which is the Chinese chook, Chinese skin chicken, You need to flavour the water. You need 3 spring onions, a couple of sticks of celery,
Eat some
garlic,
asparagus.
and then just chop that up roughly. Shut your mouth. A couple of fresh or 1 dried bay leaf, and some fresh ginger, which you just cut up into lumps, and also 5 Chinese 5 spices. Now, this Chinese 5 spices, which is very pungent, you can actually do... Just a minute!
Wait,
you can actually get from any Chinese store. Or you can actually buy them in your supermarkets if you're lucky.
Anybody got a book?
That goes in there. Right, tell them what you do with it. And you don't shove it in the chicken either.
I've done it that way. Now, this, of course, you're all aware is a chicken. I've used here a fairly plump one here that would serve certainly 4 to 6 people. If you're like me and not a good carver, buy a little poussin to do this dish. I've washed it out and made sure all the insides have been taken out. Now, you may not be able to see in my sink, but I've got a large bowl, and it is important. Where's the camera? In the sink. Open it up like that, and then with this boiling liquid, which I've simmered the same ingredients that David's been talking about, 4 or 5 minutes, just with a sieve, because I want the vegetables. I'll shift the tap so you can look right in there. Just very carefully pour this boiling liquid. Now, what I'm doing is blanching the chicken, and I'll show you in a minute the difference. Make sure you get it inside, but as I say, keep all the vegetables. That's most important. I won't throw that on the floor because I most probably break the set. Put that aside and pick up a boiling hot chicken and tip all the liquid out. Now, what you do normally at home, it's hard to talk to the camera when I'm upside down, is keep basting that. But you'll see here, that chicken has now gone all nice and tight. And the idea for that is it's tight in the skin, and when we cook it, it's going to keep all the moisture inside. Now, the vegetables, it doesn't matter the size. They're all red hot. I'm lucky I got this. Oh, what's that in it?
Shall I help him? He said,
a minute, it's
don't bother. I won't.
Stuff all these vegetables inside. Now, it doesn't matter the size because you do not eat the vegetables. What we're doing on the principle of this is steaming the bird from inside and roasting it on the outside. You'll see at the end when I finish, if I ever get there. Oh.
Can you manage?
No, never mind.
Do you want me to help you?
Just blow them on the floor, would you, for me, please? But as I say, this is just to keep it wet. Normally, this is small aperture this has got, hasn't it?
I know.
I said aperture. Aperture.
You won't even...
Yeah, right, take
You won't even lay 1 size 1 eggs.
Just a moment.
Have a job laying size 1 egg.
Now,
we've got it. Pete, do it.
We've got it that way. Now, what we do next is, I've got some salt here. Could you help me? Could you do the oil?
Right. Yeah.
And we're using peanut oil here.
Right.
For heaven's sake, don't use olive in this. Just get your hands together. And rub... Oh, it's got all over my watch. Rub it together and then get this... Well, it must be massaged well into the bird.
Oh, look at
I'll
that.
have to have a little more.
Like it's grated, isn't it?
Don't pour it up my sleeve if you don't mind. Oh,
It's like going to a massage parlour.
It isn't
With no extras.
But it's Be quiet! I'm sorry to lose my temper with you. Make sure you get this bird totally covered because we're going to cook it on the rack of an oven so that the heat goes all the way around it so the whole bird comes out with crispy skin. It's a super way to do a bird. I'm going to have a wash now. I'm going to the bathroom.
Remember lamb chop? Hello, Sherry. Hello, Sherry. Our producer stayed with her once. I don't know what it got up to. When you actually do this, you bake it at 180...
Who wrapped the soap up?
You did. You bake
Tidy
this
round
at
here, aren't they?
180 degrees Celsius, which is about 375 Fahrenheit. And what you do, you put it on the rack. Whoop! Turn the smoke off, otherwise we'll be showered. Put it on a rack and put another a tin underneath and make sure with that tin you line it with foil. Because what you're doing is making sure the heat circulates all the way around. Now, this is a fan oven, so we can do that. But if you haven't got a fan oven...
Don't wash your hands at my oven again.
Be quiet! Oh, this boy drives me mad. If you have a fan oven, you still do the same principle. You put it on a rack, put that underneath there.
It's my little friend.
I'll get this right if it kills me. Put it on a rack. you've got that. Put some tin foil in the thing underneath, put the both in there together, 180 degrees Celsius, and it takes about 1 hour, or an hour and a quarter. If they're smaller birds, then it would take about 3/4 of an hour, and it's beautiful when it's
Come on,
cooked.
shift. I want to get everything clean up.
You can't. Yeah, I've got to do the other bit now. It's all go, isn't it? I mean, you'd think a chicken program would be easy. Now,
Chicken didn't think so.
what I've got is some chicken breasts, and you take the skin off. You don't use that. Now, this is a very good dish if you're want to lose a bit of weight. I don't necessarily have to eat it myself, but there are some of you out there, I'm sure, who would. That lady there, for example. Take some cling film and just bash this together. Now, we do 4 of these, and it's going to be stuffed with mint, we hope. Oh, wait a minute, I haven't got my thing right, Pete. I've folded it up too much. Anyway, all we did is just go...
And
bash,
shake it
bash,
out!
and you just keep bashing. Okay.
Should see the view from here. Just got me back in.
Oh, Christ. Here we go. No, not often.
He's got it well.
Change.
Can you do
Change.
this?
No, dear, I can give it a go.
Down we go.
Oh!
I say.
Forget it, you carry on.
Didn't he do well?
Did yourself an injury, didn't you?
His arms. Right up. And take it away with a few leg kicks. Woo! Up. Right up. Up his legs.
Here, anybody got a pair of sticks? I think I can walk properly. I think I've been riding a horse.
How does she do it and doesn't lose one
I
ounce
don't
of breath?
know.
And the girls look...
I can't stand this. Here, when I finish with it, you can have it to clean your car. The,
Are you hot?
Oh, well, a bit, yeah. Oh, dear. Do you mind you exercise is good for you, so they say. You get your chicken breasts. I haven't even got the energy to do that now. And just bash them out like that. Then, what
There's
you
some
do...
finely chopped mint for you.
Thank you very much, Peter.
I want to read
It's
what I'm
very
doing
kind.
next.
Right. Then, if you like find out, tell me, will you? Then, what you do with this, now, this is very simple. Taking the skin off cuts down on the calories when you're doing chicken. The crispy skin chicken, that's part of its appeal. But what you do now... Why? Can I have it?
No, too early.
Why? I've got to do these up. What are you doing of? What are you doing?
Back again. Keep talking. Oh, yes, I was in the wrong place.
Oh, it's pain. Oh, it's pain. What you do is just chop some mint very finely. I've done 2 of these already. Just like the oil thing, as I say, if you don't use the skin, you're cutting down a lot on the calories. Now, with this, you don't use pepper or salt at all. You just do this with the mint, the chopped mint. Now, a little tip I'm going to show you in a second about some parsley as well. I'll just roll these up. And what you can do with these, just roll them up, and you can, if you want to, do them with a toothpick, but it's not actually necessary if you put the rolled, the side that goes at the end. Well, if you do it slowly like that and do it properly, you just do it like so. Then what you do is you cover that with some foil and pop it in a preheated oven at 180 degrees for about 20 to 25 minutes. And in actual fact, Dave, if you put the oven on, it would have cooked, wouldn't it? That'd be a good idea. I was going to give those away to someone later. And then when you've done that, it's very simple. Now, what I was just going to show you very quickly was this. If you get a lot of parsley... Do you get a lot of parsley? Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Yes, no.
If you get a lot of parsley and you want to save it, pick it all, wash it thoroughly, dry it, then all you do is finely chop it, put it into an open container, that's just a small one, but put it into a plastic box, pop it in the freezer, but don't cover it. And what virtually happens, and it keeps this colour for ages, you really end up with dry, frozen, dry freeze parsley. And the same happens with the mint. The mint does tend to darken, but the parsley always stays that lovely green. That's just a little tip if you want to save parsley. It saves buying it already done in the stores, which is very expensive. For my next
Cider
trick,
vinegar.
I'm doing that, Pete. Just let me get on. You do keep going on. Everybody thinks it's your show.
I could have gone to the pictures.
What I did in here was I popped into this saucepan 2 tablespoons of sugar and about a 1/4 cup of cider vinegar, and that comes to the boil and forms a syrup. Now, it's not boiling at the moment, but it has boiled down to a syrup. And it really does smell awful when you're doing it. I warn you that. When it has come like that, just pop in then.
The soup's reduced to a teaspoonful.
Put in there then 1 cup of fresh orange juice and let that simmer for a while. And then what we're going to do is thicken it. All right?
Mm-hmm.
Anything
Well,
else?
thicken it.
Oh, I don't want to thicken it
don't
yet.
you? It says here, thicken. Oh, no, I'm preparing my soup. Now, my soup is I'm using a super copper pan here. The soup has come down, it's cooked now, so that was, as we said, 10 to 15 minutes. Now, tip is I'm going to do this through, I bet I don't, but I'm going to put it through a processor. And if you've got a lot of quantity, don't overfill your processor. Do it in halves, because it's so quick, it's just as easy anyway. Put this on like this. This is fun. And we go. Put your oh! Now, you see exactly... Hard on your hands, that is, because it's boiling hot. Coming everywhere. Just a quick thing, because I chopped the vegetables very finely. And so you only need a couple of whizzes, but exactly what I just did there in total error.
Do you want a hand?
Yes, I do, actually. Hold
That
the
way,
machine.
towards you, to the left,
Right,
slowly.
Thank you. I knew you'd get over here. Put it back in the saucepan again.
Ooh, look at all the muck. Ooh.
They won't see. It'll all
Ooh.
sink to the bottom afterwards. Don't
Awful
worry.
colour.
But the principle I'm talking, I'm very strong on principle. Back on the refrigerator, not a refrigerator.
What are you doing?
Stove. I don't know.
Concentrate.
No, I'm adding to this the rice. This is again to... Oh, that's in a nice solid lump. I hope that comes out like that.
Sitting around all day.
And then the chicken. And just stir this up. Yes, 6 minutes, right. Got that. Just break up the rice that David's packed into a dish, which I hope is going to work. Stir that round, bring that back to a gentle simmer until the chicken's properly hot. And also, too, if you've done the chicken earlier, to make sure there's not a chance of salmonella, and I'm being quite serious about that. So I'm just going to let that simmer for a few minutes till it's totally safe, and
It's all
I'll
gone
serve it
terribly
up.
quiet now. You lost now? We'll recap. We've got the chicken doing in there. He's got the soup ready. We've got the other stuff ready, all
Have I?
cooking in there, and I'm doing the orange sauce. Got it. Now, finally, with the orange sauce, after it's simmered a little while, what you do is you take it off the heat, and then
glass.
with a little bit of...
Curried wine.
A little bit of corn flour
I'm getting
water,
on.
pop
I
into
can't
there
help
just
it.
to thicken it
I've
very
lost what I
slightly.
do.
Now, what you can actually use too, if you want to, is arrowroot, and that makes it slightly
be.
clearer. So I'll just stir that and let it simmer until such time as that's a nice sauce. If it boils over, keep your eyes on it for me, because it often happens. Anyway, while that's simmering, I want to go back and introduce Lizzie Webb!
Careful, mind the lights. Gone mad, girl.
That's really good.
Lovely.
You've nearly
Look,
killed me
not
doing
an
the
ounce
spit.
of perspiration.
No.
Of course, that's being
But-
fit, isn't it?
Was I impressed with Dave's legs?
Were you? Did you see? No, I
He
didn't
nearly
have
went
time.
down in the
That's all
full
I've got.
splits.
Yeah, you
Are
kidding?
you okay?
No, I'm all right, dear.
Careful
Don't
what you do
touch
there.
there, it's
That's
sore.
great. That's quite safe there. Lizzie, with all the extraordinary... To you first,
Oh,
my
thank you
dear.
very
Thank you.
much.
Cheers. I'll do that.
Cheers.
We're hot and you've been doing all the work.
Well, that was just a little bit of work.
One of the things, most particularly, and I mean this most sincerely, we do try to do your exercise in the morning. I'm sure all... Look how fit they are out there.
Do you actually
And I
join
remembered the
in?
word, fortunately, I wish to use, disabled. We want to sincerely congratulate you for your programme for the disabled, because I think what you do, we've been watching it, and for those people who are chair-ridden, bed-ridden, or can't move, I was watching it the other day, and I thought, how might they get a bit of circulation, and apart from everything, they get total enjoyment from watching it, because I do, and I think, mean that most sincerely, and I meant that, and so does David. But I was watching and I thought, because you can't... I listen, I think, oh, God, there she is in the morning going, come on, up, get up there, do all this. And I think, oh, turn her off.
Some people think I'm pre-recorded, but I'm actually there live. I get up at 3:15
As
every morning to go in to do
This
the
is
first slot
true.
at 10 to 7.
You're
And
mad.
a lot of
They
viewers...
call them
You live
mad,
a long
they
way
think they
away.
know why.
Well, not that far away, but a lot of viewers that are over 60 years of age, not like yourselves, of course, gentlemen, but they actually
I am.
join in, sitting up in bed, so it's
Yes.
very important.
Wonderful.
No.
Just do me a favour, we've got to get this
I've got
ready.
Oh, yes,
Anyway,
yes.
get on.
Mustn't
Get
let
that
the
chicken
things
out the
burn,
bottom there
must
for
I?
me.
Don't wreck it all.
Get
Otherwise,
the
you
chicken
have
out the
here.
bottom
nothing
for
to
me.
eat.
Yes. Oh, my mint's gone. Right,
Lizzie,
pop it
keep
here,
it
though.
top,
Here we
keep it
go.
in the
It's
oven.
always the same.
Running
always the
late
same.
as
Here we go.
usual.
On there. Here you go. Let's
we
do
go.
it. That's
What's
it.
that?
That'll be
Quick.
delicious. Yes, mine out the way.
This.
We ain't got that much time. Fingers were
Right.
made
I'll
before
talk to you
fall.
later, dear.
Now,
We're
all
at
I
the
do with
table.
this now, I'm just going to do
Right.
one piece. Now, let this cool down a fraction when it's cooked.
Ah.
And then you just cut this on the diagonal like this. And as I say, it's, with the skin removed, it's sort of virtually fatless, and it is absolutely delicious. And you just pop that on a plate.
Oh, bet your leg
so.
underneath.
And you see the mint comes through. And then what we're going to do a little bit later on is we're going
it's
to
all
add
gone
some
out
of
the
that sauce
fridge.
with it.
Right.
And with the salad, it's delicious. Wait a minute, I've got that for her, Peter.
Now-
Here.
Oh, have you?
I don't.
Well, I'll throw mine away then.
I
There we are.
don't
Sorry,
actually
Lizzie.
eat
Right.
meat. You do know
No, we
this,
realise
chaps,
that.
don't you?
We realise
Hurry
that.
up, get your soup out.
Oh,
Oh,
get-
put some thing around there.
Put some
Make it
stuff
look
around there.
Shall I
attractive.
Where's
choreograph
the
Yes,
some
tureen?
bits and pieces
choreograph
round
that.
here?
Talk about...
Choreograph. Ready? Oh, 1, 2,
Oh,
3.
my, those legs.
Are we running out
I
of
don't think I'm
time?
going to do this as well as you
Lizzie,
would,
mind...
you know.
Oh, come on, a bit more than
You
that.
do realise
Mind
that
your dress,
I don't
mind
do
your
that much
dress.
cooking at
No, I
home.
know. Also, too, you're vegetarian, aren't you?
Yes, I have
She
to
just
say
said that a
chaps,
minute
One of
ago.
the
I
things
don't
we
eat
can
this.
do, well, with the soup, you can actually use vegetable stock instead of chicken stock. And with the chicken, you can do fish instead of doing this, to give you fish with the meat round, you know, the...
You said about taking the
mint in
chicken
there.
off there,
Right,
didn't you? The
yes,
skin off.
yes, the skin's
And also,
delicious.
Lizzie, with that, as you don't
bit
eat
more,
meat,
dear.
we could
She's a bit
do
mean,
there
isn't she?
a vegetable stock, a very good vegetable stock. Still do the same principle. Leave out the chicken entirely and just thicken it with a little extra rice.
That's great, so I can make
So,
that.
Now-
but this one, but we took that on the rung so that all the fat dripped away from it.
Right, here
And
we
then
are.
if
you
we
ready to
didn't
go
want eat-
through? We've got to go through.
talking.
Hang on,
Let's
this is
go-
very important
Right.
to the cholesterol level.
Yes.
Oh, yes,
Very important.
exactly.
Keep them all
Here's some of the
healthy.
orange
Right,
sauce
mine-
just going on now.
No, I'd like to taste some
Right,
of that.
come on, dear, come
All
and
right,
sit
go
at the table.
through, and
Yes.
I'll follow you.
What
Off you
shall I
go.
carry?
Nothing.
Just
I'll
your
bring it
glass.
through.
Be waiting
Come on.
just like that.
In we go.
Go
Oh.
through. Don't even take your
I
wine.
don't even need to take my glove off.
There we are, we've done your
Oh,
little salad
thank
for you.
Ladle it out, Peter, quickly. Ladle it out.
Very
Whoopsie
simple.
daisy. Ladle it out. Right, we'll just recap very, very quickly, right? There's chicken there with the mint. You can do it with fish, the orange sauce, the lovely Chinese-style chicken, and then finally
Very
the
substantial
mulligatawny.
there. And just to finish off the mulligatawny there, about a tablespoon or dessert spoon of, I'm using yogurt here, just to slightly sour it up.
So thank you very much for
I'll
being with
start
us,
now.
my love.
That's been
My
wonderful.
It's been a pleasure to have you on.
Cheers.
We really love your
Cheers.
show in the morning.
I'm tired of
watch
we're going
those
God
to
bless everyone here.
You at home.
Thank you very much for
Cheers.
coming in.
Cheers.
Thank
God
you,
bless you.
Helen. God bless you all. We'll see you soon.
If they don't get it back, oh, by the way, if you would like any of the recipes from the series, please send a stamped addressed envelope to room 5042, BBC Northwest, Oxford Road, Manchester, code M601SJ.